with you and curse the side of VG Gaming and give them the 3 cost of prediction. I think they're going to take this one as well. But to find out if they are, we have our Cryptic, we have Lizard on the mic. Gentlemen, take it away for game 1 between VG Gaming and LBZS.
All right, Lizard. How are you, man? Excited?
Yeah.
Should be a fun one.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Let's
dude.
go.
That's gonna be me in August, man. Come that Texas major.
You understand.
Yeah.
You got it.
I already ordered my cowboy hat. I'm ready to go.
Do you have your bolo tie as well? Like,
dude, I have a collection of bolo ties. I got cowboy boots. I know how to line dance. Dude, I was literally born for this major.
Perfect.
I'm so
what do you
excited.
think is either one of these teams maybe gonna make it?
Maybe. I think VG Gaming, like, if they pulled things back together, they could. They had such a rough, like, first season, right? Like, their first season was so subpar from what I think a lot of people expected from them. But, you know, first season's done. It's now looking into second season. They took a game off of PSG LGD, no small task. And, I don't know. I think it's possible. They can make it happen.
Yeah. We were actually casting that in game as well, right? So was an interesting one. Like you said earlier, it was on top of a really good draft by them, and I don't think this draft is any worse. I think it's pretty solid. So
yeah, I think the last big Life Stealer, that is gonna be good.
Yeah, that neat little feast playing into Tiny probably will hurt quite a bit later on.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me is like the VG Gaming again have like fairly strong lanes, right? Like they have TA mid, not like a hero that struggles mid. She can farm jungle. You have Erica in the safe lane, who's up against a Mars, which this lane only really gets easier for the Lifestealer the more levels that you get. And then you have a Dragon Knight, which, like, you know, what are you gonna do against a Dragon Knight?
Yeah.
So
I
don't know.
I would say maybe my only question mark is the mid lane, like because Ember just does more earlier, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You expect a little bit more from him, but then again, for VG Gaming, when you think about it, yeah, sure, Ember does more against your TA, but you have Dragon Knight and you have a Lifestealer that can play make after the laning stage, so it kind of evens it out, I assume, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like LBZS is on quite a bit of a timer here. Like, if this game like starts going fairly late, like they just don't have the core matchups. Like this TA Lifestealer are just gonna like chew through the side of LBZS. Like I've seen the Lifestealer Tiny matchup before. If it's late into the game and like Lifestealer, even if he's like a full item behind, will still just beat the Tiny.
Of course,
it's so good.
Yeah, and it's not even only the Tiny, right? For the Lifestealer, when you're thinking about it, like he has the arena, bottom lane detachment, he's fine.
Hey, he just walks right out, right? He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna rage through this, no big deal. Has like the 25 rage duration talent, like so good. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Lifestealer lately. I feel like this hero is a little undervalued.
You don't strike me like a Lifestealer player. Are you a core player, Ricky?
I'm typically an offlane and support player, but I was playing with some friends lately that we put a stack together and we had 4 support players and we're like, wait a minute.
I see, yeah. The classic. My classic matchmaking experience.
Yeah. So we're like, oh, wait, who's going to be playing core? And then we put, you know, our highest ranked support player in mid lane and our second highest support ranked player in safe lane. So it is how it goes. It's just how it goes sometimes. But what do you think is gonna like happen for LBZS here, right? Like, because I do worry for them.
Oh, so far what I'm seeing on this bottom lane that we've been watching quite a bit is that Tiny and Snapfire are forced to ferry out a lot of region. Meanwhile, Hoodwink plus Dragon Knight, they're just chilling and hitting you, and they're not really wasting any of their resources, right? Plus farming quite a bit. Like Yang is out CSing the Tiny even. So
yeah. Every time he comes up for a creep, Yang just bops him, right? Like he's just 0 armor. He went for a bracer instead of like a Wraith ban. So just you don't have, like you're saying, you just don't have the sustain. It makes a lot of sense.
You get hit by Blightstone, you have what, -2 armor straight up off of that, so
That's very nice. That feels really good. It's one of the reasons I think we saw Tiny start getting picked a little bit less, because people started finding out, you know, some of like the off-lane counters, like just in the 3-4 position that like really make his lane stage tough. Because like previously he was just getting like an Echo Saber, Blink, and his Shard like at the 15-minute mark, and people were like just falling super far behind at that point. But I think now he's not as strong as he once was. People are kind of figuring it out.
a little bit. I still feel that Tiny is, you know, Tiny, and if you ban out a couple of those answers that you just talked about, like his game is still going to be
very good. Yeah,
very good. Yeah,
and that's why I was surprised. Like it made it all the way to the last phase, and it still doesn't feel like an incredible Tiny game. I mean, you pointed this one out in draft. They pick it into the TA, which is like typically one of the heroes that like he tends to struggle against.
Yeah, into a TA, and then it wasn't even last pick, right? So
yeah,
I really expected one of the illusion-based ones, but I guess like you are playing into. Yeah, but you're playing into a Dragonite, and he's usually decent against those, so that might have deterred you, but in all honesty, I feel like it could have been a little bit better than Tiny, but we'll see. Maybe he plays a different style, maybe he just roams around with Ember, gets a lot of pickoffs early on. If they manage to crush them early on, then it doesn't get to that stage in which Lifestealer is a beast, right? And he just destroys you. Because there's like between Tiny and Lifestealer later on in the game, yeah, sure, Lifestealer does destroy him, but there's a part of the game in which Tiny does well. Like, Lifestealer didn't really complete all of his items, and Tiny still just hits harder, so the feast doesn't really work that well.
I'm watching like Molasses and Erica just mess with each other in the top lane, and it's so funny. Like every time the Lifestealer comes close, he just turns on Bulwark and does like 30 damage, but Erica also can't take damage from the Mars, so it's just quite funny.
Yeah.
It's like an immovable object meets another immovable object.
And then he just spears him away and rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's going for those 30 damage hits now.
Eventually he'll get him, right?
Fire leeching what he can here from XN's TA.
This is so smart, actually. He does get the block too on the Ancients, so that's not going to get scouted till after.
He did finish off all of Tiny bottom lane. They're going on him, but
level 6.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Got that extra armor.
They did TP the Mirana in, but so far I'm worried for LBZS a little bit. Like when we talked about their heroes, detachment. It's in actually, okay.
Okay, yeah. They just thought they could go for that rune, but big regret.
You know, so, PP is my favorite player, like overall on the team.
Wait, really? You think so?
Yeah. I mean, just his nickname is... I love it. Try saying PP gets a BKB and pops that DP. It's fun.
It is. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he changed it at one point, didn't he? He like changed his nickname.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah, now he's supposed to be Pew or something else, but it still shows his PP in game. I don't know. Either way, he's gonna get called PP because that's what it says.
For now at least, until it changes completely.
Until it changes, yeah.
Do you think that LBZS should have done perhaps a bit more with the current state of the game?
I mean, I feel like they have to.
In its 9-minute mark, yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing that this is exactly what I was worried about. I was like, you just picked Vici has like 3 really strong lanes, are like heroes that like don't really struggle in lane, and I think they have like the late game. So LBZS have like this mid game mark where they have to do something, and it is like you said, it's only 9 minutes, but yeah, the Tiny is really far behind comparatively.
My problem is the TA is farming the Ancients, and at the same time, the Dragonite is not contested, he's bloodlusted, and he's taking your tier 1. And this tier 1 will fall with like almost no Dragon form use. Now he can even TP mid, he can run mid and just start pressuring the other tower. We'll see what he decides to do. He can just continue farming his Blink Dagger as well. He took trades
so
for top tier 1. Yeah.
The DK Blink Dagger this game is so sick.
It's not only is it sick, it's like so necessary for them. They have 0 ways of initiating without it, which is something that I believe you or Snare did mention during the panel, and it's perhaps one of the things that this draft is lacking. But as long as you get an early Blink Dagger, it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's going to go for the Shard afterward, because I've seen a lot of DKs just get the Blink Dagger, maybe like go for a BKB and then grab a Shard. And I think this game, we might see him do that, just because they don't really have a hero that's fantastic at split pushing. Like, I guess you have like Hoodwink, who can kind of just throw her spells and stuff, but Lifestealer doesn't. Lifestealer doesn't go show in lane. TA is going to be jungling, and like for the most part. So we might see the DK go for like the Fireball, right? Just so he can like clear waves.
Yeah, I think it's fair point. Detachment. There's Mirana ulti on him. Can't he live
still
now?
underneath the outpost, so still have that vision to work with, and good attempt at an escape, but Squirrel found him.
You also you can't go invis while you're bushwhacked. Like, it keeps you in vision. You can bushwhack an invis hero, but yeah, it does keep you in vision as a root. But yeah, it was the outpost anyway. Your Dragon Ball, Dragon Fire, whatever shard on Dragonite point is really good, because it's not only for split pushing. Like, they need a way of defending if they get to that point in the game, right? Sometimes you just need something to get those creeps away. Also, you need to outpush lanes. Mirana, Ogre.
Blink mid lane. That's the reveal from the Mara as they go onto the Ogre. They get the kill, but Molasses, he's in deep. XM is here. PP coming in as well. Yang. Blink Dagger's not here quite yet, but he's got a Tumbler toy. Question is, will he go for it? Oh, Dragontail connects.
The stun did connect.
High ground. Infest. XM, he's looking to go. Nice arrow, making some space, but he's going to tick down to the Dragon form damage here. That's too much. Takes over to the other side, and yeah, XM ready and waiting. They get the kill.
They split perfectly. Like, two heroes follow him, the other two go towards his Remnant, and this should be a free tier 1 on the mid lane. Yang
Dragon
still
form's
has
like half left.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got the Blink Dagger delivered at the tail end of the fight too. So now you have the Blink Dragontail to worry about, which you didn't even have to worry about in the fight before. So I think it's getting a little bit more difficult here for LBZS.
They did it still. Vici Gaming, they played this small little play with more discipline. Like, they moved back after, and they respected the fact that everyone else is respawning on LBZS+. Plus, they used all their resources, so we don't have to rush it, boys. Just go back, farm up. TA still doesn't have a Dezo. It makes a ton of sense. But for a team that does not necessarily have to go late game, Vici Gaming are... for a team that can go late game and win that way, they're really stepping up at the tempo. And they're... the item builds as well. If you look at the Lifestealer, he has this Armlet, Blink Dagger, and DK. They're ready to fight constantly.
Absolutely. They do smoke behind the Ember Spirit in the mid lane as they head into the jungle. They did see XM under a ward for the moment, but the Dire's the ones who actually have some decent vision here to play with, and it will be able to scout Molasses. The Arena's going to find Jalma here on the Hoodwink. Mortimer Kisses to follow, so they do manage to take down one. Yang, Dragontail up onto the Ember Spirit. He is taking so much damage. The Meld Strike. No way this finishes him off.
Attachment once again caught on the bad side.
Ooh, nice searing chains onto 2, but Ignite's now going to splash between the whole team as Yang. He's got a Blink Dagger looking for his target. It's going to be Salad there. Use the Dragon Tail onto that Mirana, and they take down 3. Another fight won for Vici Gaming, and now the tower will fall.
I feel like they're biting off way more than they can chew every single time. You jump in with that arena, you get the pick off that isn't really that great. Then afterwards you continue fighting, even though you can't. You wasted one. Like, look, they wasted 2 of their biggest spells, biggest teamfight spells to kill a Hoodwink. Like, if you do that, you need to back off afterwards. You cannot continue trying to do stuff in that fight. It's going to backfire for sure.
He just barely missed vision. Yeah, they just like barely missed vision of the TA, right? Like if that arena is on the TA, totally different fight, right?
Of course, yeah. You catch one of the cores. Well, actually you're right, only TA. Lifestealer Rage out, DK Blink out, so yeah.
Gome, where are we at? He's got the Echo Saber. Shard is queued, but he also, he's got a full Silver Edge and a Shard queued. I'm really curious as to which one he goes for. My guess would just be to finish the Shard here, now that we've hit the 15-minute mark, but we'll see. I mean, overall, the top 3 net worth positions all held here by Vici Gaming, and they're looking to push the tempo even more as they smoke up.
It can be Roche.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. Let's see.
They found Mirana.
No,
right over it.
Yeah.
Right over a trap.
Like, this is the perfect smoke. You smoke in, as Dazo is completed on TA, you get 1 pick off and straight into the pit. It can be it can backfire though. Mortimer's kisses are there available.
Invest into the DK. Are they gonna find Blink Dragon Tail? Finds a Snapfire and Kagome here trying to do what he can, but the arena's caught TA inside the pit. She's completely alone. They will be able to find that kill. Ember Spirit getting the business from Roshan, but he's out of mana and no remnants left, so he needs help and fast. Oh, what a spear from Molasses.
Nice
They still get Fire Blast off. They still get the Dragon Tail. There's gonna be the Fireball. They get the kill. Triple kill for Yang. Make it an Ultra. The DK is destroying them.
What did you say about Yang replacing Irving and perhaps it not being that great for Vici?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It must have been Snare.
It must have been Snare, 100%.
Give him a Rampage.
Yeah, I mean, it's a you know, pseudo Rampage.
Yeah, it was a little bit late, but it's still a Rampage. In my eyes, it's still a Rampage. I mean, Yang is just on a different level. I love how much they're playing around this Dragonite with Infest, jumping back, killing off the Snapfire instantly. But because of that Snapfire dying so fast, I feel XM died, as he feels secure, right? He feels okay. If Snapfire is dead, there's probably no way they contest this Roshan and kill me in the pit. With Arena, Morty's Kisses, whatnot, but they definitely can. TA is still an extremely squishy hero at this point.
Oh, Mortimer Kisses into the pit. They kind of baited him. We'll get the arrow there onto the Ogre. But the question is, can they follow this up with much? PP able to finish off that hero. Yang goes in with the Sharpshooter being channeled. PP's got to be careful. Molasses broken. He gets the arena, but detachment just getting melted by XM on the backside as they look for more. PP able to make it out on the Ember. So a 2-for-1 plus a buyback?
Yep, but also Roche, right?
Yeah.
This one you cannot contest any longer.
Yeah, you've committed everything, right? Mortimer Kisses and the arena down. What do you have left? But Erica's actually going for a halberd.
Yep. He's had it queued up, I believe, for a pretty long time. He's going all in for early game aggression. It's decent. Halberd versus the Tiny as well. Prevent him from hitting you. It's all right.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I was like, he also has the evasion talent at 20, which is hilarious if he decides to get that one with it. Because Tiny, you know, obviously historically not a hero that builds an MKB.
Yeah, force him into an MKB. Sounds good. But I feel like that's a very long way off.
Yeah.
And the game might be
He's got
already
the
really
first,
rough for them. Yeah. Yang finds Mirana.
Yeah. Honestly, this fireball is so good. I think they gave it a little bit too much extra damage, but it feels very strong now.
It feels like for the damage that it does, the range is way too huge as well. Like the AoE of it, at least.
Oh yeah, the AoE is
450.
huge. Yeah.
And it lasts 10 seconds. You do pay 1,400 for it, and there are some shards that. Yeah, I feel like it's one. Yeah.
Oh, Yang mid lane. He's gonna pay for that one. He came out a little bit too far. Could have just fireballed it and instead dropped the breathe fire and dies in the end. PP gonna find himself a DD rune here. Trying to bait it.
Baiting on it, yeah. Didn't really work. Like you said, Yang, not really with the team. Feeds a little bit. Isn't really as not all the gears are well oiled when it comes to him playing with Vici Gaming.
Yeah, right. He does buy the BKB though, so that's obviously less likely to happen now going forward.
Meanwhile, he's second on the net worth charts, has been just completely crushing the game, but yeah. As long as we can.
Oh my god. Alright, he's gonna pop the DD rune, come bottom onto the hoodwink here. The Infest Jalma's into the trees and gone. Well, he's trying to bait the Ember Spirit here potentially.
Dire's top tower.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, XM starting to make this rotation in.
Yeah, they were just running away from him. Oh, PP.
Right onto a trap. No way. XM ready and waiting for the second time.
Yeah, but he even knew, right? Like, they had vision on XM. Mirana was there. Everyone knew where she was going. Maybe a small mistake there from PP. He should have remnanted, used that first remnant instantly somewhere else, but yeah. It's hard at this point. They're quite far behind, like 8k behind 20 minutes in. It's quite a bit. TA, just look at this. She's soloing the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. No one can contest her. Molasses is trying to farm somewhere deep behind enemy lines.
Erica walks up and bops the tower for the last hit.
My tower.
Top lane, smoke. They found Tiny. And yeah, what can you do at this point? They just pop the dust. He's just stuck inside this fireball forever. Just burns down.
Yep, two of the cores were showing themselves bottom lane. Meaning Tiny feels a little bit safer, goes top and gets caught.
Yeah, this is just... It feels so rough here for the side of LBZS because I'm not really sure like what their avenue back into this game is, right?
Yeah, it's rough. Like it has to come off of some sort of an outplay or a throw from Vici Gaming at this point. Really, like it's hard to imagine them just taking a normal fight and winning it. Because everything that Vici Gaming need is already there, all the BKBs or all the blink daggers.
Well, that being said, speaking of BKBs, Molasses and PP both get theirs delivered. So, I mean, maybe you can make a play happen with these. You know, no Aegis right now, but who do you start the fight on?
If you can lock down the TA. Before she pops her BKB, that would probably be the best hero to go on, right? As she's kind of squishy still, easy to kill off, but that's a hard ask. How do you stun lock her before she uses the BKB, right?
Oh, Blink Spear from Molasses. He's found Yang. Arrow to follow. Plenty of chain stun is there. Never gets the opportunity to go for that BKB. So he just, unfortunately for him, happened to be playing under the ward, and they're going to look for more as they find the Ogre Magi, and Molasses there to finish it off with the Spirit. So 2 kills for LBZS, something
Perfect.
going their way.
Yeah, I really think you couldn't ask for much more. Perfect from them. They got 2 pretty good kills. Yang is, like you mentioned before, all 3 of these heroes are really high on the network chart, so getting any counter kills is good for LBZS. Only maybe bad point of that fight was the BKB usage, but not a biggie really.
XM just feels so safe. Like, just playing anywhere near her tower, anywhere near her team, she's just got, you know, BKB to work with. Molasses, big
Nice
3-hero
arena.
arena. They get the hoodwink. Infest, though, gives her so much health back, and Molasses just gets destroyed. BP on the backside, bashed up. He's got a couple remnants to play with, but they're just so slow. XM.
You see, like this play here, the arena was great, but they're jumping in before the Ember has that BKB that we just mentioned. He used it in the last fight. It was still on 15 seconds cooldown. Because of that, he gets easily taken down by the TA and the Lifestealer. So maybe if they waited a little bit longer, still can't blame them. It was such a nice arena. You get tempted to go in.
You just see 3 heroes grouped up, and your like instinct kicks in. You're like, oh yeah, I'm throwing the ult.
Yeah,
But you also didn't have
exactly.
Mortimer Kisses for it either, so it's not like there was any other follow-up damage.
I guess the point was we were playing 3 versus 5, and we should just be able to outnumber them and outmaneuver them that way. But yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah. Jiang is level 18. Oh my god.
Dire
Yep.
are scanning.
Yeah, if you're Dragon Knight at 26 minutes from the offlane, this farmed, you've had an amazing game.
Yeah. Almost the same amount of levels as, well, not 26 minutes in, 18. I'm pushing it, but yeah, he's doing really fine for himself. That's true. He's going into an Orchid, by the way, afterwards.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm wondering if he's going to go for Bloodthorn because of just how the buildup works now. Molasses mid lane in some trouble. He has to BKB to dodge out that bushwhack. They're going in on PP, though.
PP's in.
The only searing chain's up Yang, unfortunately, and Molasses, his BKB's expired. XM's here with a DD rune. You gotta be careful. Oh, Erica was infested the whole time. I didn't even see him. Molasses clearly didn't either. And he's just going for more. Bash up onto the Snapfire. Detachment goes down as they continue the chase, looking for Sal. They actually don't have vision on Kagome, so he's lucky. But
They be falling apart, Ricky. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, they really are. Did you see the Lifestealer infest there?
No, I thought he just ran in, honestly. I didn't see it.
He just was, I think he infested like an ally creep or something, and they just thought it was like a melee creep chasing after the Mars, which is totally reasonable, because there was like the whole creep wave there chasing him. That was actually so funny. Yang?
Dragon Knight, Dragon Form, yeah.
He's got a gem
Yep.
now. Surprised he didn't use the active to scout the high ground, but he's got better things to do, like get Roach on.
He's going to
XM.
catch Snap, I think.
Oh, gets the Orchid, slows her down for the moment. Dragon Tail certainly to follow.
She's really speedy.
Yeah, she's actually pretty quick. Got the drums. Oh my goodness, Infest. All right, Yang, very fast now. He's got a blink in 2. Does he go? All right, he doesn't.
A very scary dragon. Orchid, Gem, BKB, Blink. Like, you can't hide, you can't run. Plus, he's infested, like you mentioned.
455 MS, 4,600 HP. That's a hard kill.
I don't think I've seen a game recently that gave Ogre Magi more value than this one. Like the Bloodlust on the TA, Bloodlust on the Dragon Knight, on the Lifestealer, all 3 heroes just adore attack speed, so...
That's so true, actually. Dragon Knight's one of those heroes who has like pretty poor like attack speed, but with the Bloodlust is huge, and fight breaks out, Detachment dies before he even really starts. DP on the backside looking for Xiaoma. He just stands still next to the trees, Invis. Oh, so unfortunate. They also managed to get their hands onto Kagome's Tiny here. Yang has a blink up in one, but Spirit Vessel there will cancel that one. Nicely done by Salad.
It was that last-ditch effort smoke that happened from LBZS, and it wasn't even that bad. Like the fact that the fact that Snapfire is going in first might feel weird, but keep in mind that she didn't have her ultimate, right? So
yeah,
if you can sack someone, might as well be her.
Orchid onto the Ember. He's got no way out. No BKB. 69 seconds on the sideline, but does have buyback. Yang is just... He's got a trigger finger, man. He's ready to go. He sees anyone. They just drop a sentry right into the tower. The blink, the Dragon Tail comes in. The Spear does connect onto the TA, but doesn't care all that much. He's got an Aegis to boot and continue to work here on these lanes of Barracks. Yang starting to fall a little bit low, though. Does probably need to respect some of these buybacks that are coming through. Sharpshooter will connect onto PP. XM just blinks in? Are you kidding me? He gets an Ultra? Could he just give him a Rampage at this point? It doesn't matter. Oh my goodness.
Another one.
All right. Double Rampage? Nah, Erica wanted to boost the stats. Okay, you know, sometimes you think it's time to back out, but XM says no. So, Molasses. That's it. GG comes out on the back of a double Rampage for the TA. 30,000 net worth advantage at 8-31.
Yeah, this was a rough one. I feel that, yeah, a little bit of a drafting issue.